everyone. My name is Lori Bradner with the Florida Aviation Network, and we are here today broadcasting live and in the clear from the terminal building at Sebring Regional Airport. And we're here today celebrating 14 years of the U.S. Sport Aviation Expo, where we are flying into the future. And I have to tell you, my next guest definitely is, we are the flight of the future. And I'm so excited to introduce, we've got Mr. Shawn O'Sullivan. Mr. Shawn O'Sullivan, Mr. O'Sullivan, it is so nice to have you on the Florida Aviation Network.
Lori, thank you so much. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
I tell you what, I am, as a teacher, and I'm nationally certified in STEM education, I can tell you, you are all about the drones. Tell us a little bit, and I'm very interested, what brings you here? You're with the drones, and is this your first time at the U.S. Sport Aviation?
No, ma'am. Actually, this is our second drone racing event with MultiGP. The company that I work with is MultiGP.
Okay.
We're the largest drone racing group in the world. We have over 22,000 registered pilots all across the world. We actually have volunteer-run chapters. We have several hundred of them all around the world.
Okay.
We have one volunteer chapter, at least one volunteer chapter in every single state in the United States. Last year, we got our first chapter in Alaska. So right now, there is literally a drone racing chapter within 2 to 3 hours of almost every single citizen in America.
Seriously?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I have to ask you, Shawn, how did you get into this? You're very excited about it, and I love that. I can tell. You just exude the enthusiasm, and I love that because it really is the flight of the future. But how did you get into drone racing?
Well, Lori, thank you. My passion for flight is definitely evident, but the passion that I have is only a fraction of what the passion our pilots have.
Wow.
These are true professional competitors.
Amazing.
And for myself personally, when I got involved with multi-rotors, it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
I had been in model aviation my whole entire life, and I had seen a multicopter, and it fascinated me because the history of model aviation, for a lot of folks, there was a lot of building, there was a lot of trial and error, and there was a lot of issues with crashing and then having to do a lot of rebuilding. With multi-rotors, it seems like everything clicked together.
Okay.
The hardware and the software worked in union with each other, and it gave us the ability to create aircraft that could do amazing things. For myself personally, I originally got involved for aerial photography, but then I saw the first-person view videos of the first drone pilots out there that were actually using this technology, and I saw that and I said, this is lightning in a bottle. This is something that I have to be a part of. And that's when I started engaging with the community. I built my presence, and then before long, I became a part of MultiGP.
That is awesome. Now, how long have you been with MultiGP?
I've been with MultiGP a little bit over a year.
Okay.
I started out as the press relations director, needless to say.
That's why you're so good on camera.
My passion shows
I
through.
knew there was something there.
Yes, ma'am. I've always been very passionate about empowering others to achieve their goals. And when I see this group of dedicated individuals, they put their hearts and souls into building these crafts so that they can compete. So. It's a privilege and an honor for me to be able to help grow this from what started as a backyard hobby in Palm Beach that has exploded into a worldwide sport. We are literally on the cusp of becoming a legitimate sport that is recognized worldwide.
That is awesome. Now, before we started, you said something that was near and dear to my heart. And you said something, and you're going to have to remind me, about a flight being what?
Flight is a tie that binds. It's a common thread that goes through all of humanity. One thing that I've noticed...
Explain that. I want you to explain that further. That's awesome.
One thing that I've noticed is that humans, it doesn't matter what time period we grew up in, it doesn't matter what continent you grew up on, every single human at one point in time dreams of flight. It's a common bond that is ingrained in the human condition. As we sleep, we dream, and when we dream of possibilities. The possibility of flight is something every single human dreams about. So for us, for drone racers, the technology gives us the immersive ability for 3 minutes at a time. We can lift our feet off the ground and be in the air while still being stuck on the ground. But it gives us the ability for our hearts and our minds and our souls to feel like a bird. I often tell people, drone racers, for 3 minutes at a time, we get a chance to make birds jealous.
That is awesome. Now, one of the things that really, really intrigued me and I am so excited, and I know that we're going to come out later, and we're actually going to do some live
Looking
footage.
forward to that.
So I cannot wait. But you blend something that I know as a teacher is so intriguing, and really drones. The one thing I can tell you is they are universal from ages 2 to 92. It doesn't matter the age. But you actually have found a way to blend virtual reality with the drones. Can you talk a little bit about what people are going to experience? Thank you, because I know that you're here actually at the expo, so people can come out and experience exactly what you're talking about. And I promise you, this is something you don't want to miss. Can you tell them, can you explain to our audience that's watching what it's like and what the experience is and what they will experience if they come to see you?
Absolutely, Lori. Imagine, if you will, taking a piece of technology, a set of basically modified virtual reality goggles that receive an analog video signal.
Okay.
You take the goggles, you place them down over your eyes, and you see from the perspective of the drone. So when you think about it, you are inside the craft. Your mind does not know. When you throttle up and you pop over a tree and you flip over a tree, your stomach will do a barrel roll because you feel like you're in the craft. I like to call it digital astral projection because for 3 minutes at a time, your mind is up in that craft.
That is awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I tell you, that's almost better than Disney.
Don't tell them that.
I won't.
They're very close, and they do have spies
we
around,
don't
so don't
tell
say
them.
that.
No, that is fabulous. Now, talk to me a little bit about the actual drone racing that you do, Shawn. And I know that, I believe that we talked that this is the first, is it the first of 8? Or tell me a little bit about the racing and the professional races that are going on.
Actually, this is our impromptu kickoff to the 2018 Regional Series.
Perfect.
What MultiGP does is through our assets, we provide our pilots with a path to a championship in the United States. We call it our Regional Series.
Awesome.
Last year we had over 70 events in our Regional Series. This included regional qualifiers, regional finals, and then finally the National Championship.
Okay.
So it gives our pilots from the local level the ability to follow that path of greatness all the way to the National Championship. Last year, our National Championship was in Reno.
I was going to ask you.
Alex, Captain Vanover, was our champion. He was a 17-year-old young man. This is another fascinating aspect of the sport. The pilots are getting younger and younger, and this ties directly into my concept of STEM in a box, which is exactly what drones are.
Yes.
What we are doing is we're creating the next generation of unmanned aerial systems technicians, mechanics, and pilots, and they don't even realize that they're learning these skills.
No.
And it's just a matter of connecting them with groups like Embry-Riddle and their UAV department, or some of the various other exhibitors that I've seen here that everybody from fixed-wing aircraft to helicopters are experimenting in unmanned video systems. Perfect case in point, there's a glider pilot company out there.
Okay.
They have an unmanned glider that operates in Europe, and it has an unmanned system. The cowling is completely blacked out. It's completely automated. So we're training the pilots and the mechanics to work on those systems. So what we're doing is we're creating a cyclical relationship between model aviation and general aviation. We're bringing it all back together. And we're finding out that our pilots are starting to go from model aviation, and they're experimenting in general aviation, from parachuting to paramotor to building their own ultralights. It's actually fascinating because what they're doing is they're taking the same exact path that the Wright brothers did.
That's awesome.
And for myself, that is something that's very important. I come from North Carolina, so every time I rode her up, I rode her up in the shadow of the Wright brothers. So it's very important to continue that tradition. I want to see the next age of modern aviation grow and flourish.
It definitely.
And that is what our ultimate goal is to allow these guys to be competitors, and not just guys, girls as well.
Yes, I was going to say, don't forget us now, Shawn, because you know I'll take you off the show.
Look, this is a gender-neutral sport.
Okay.
This is an ability.
Girls can fly
sport.
too.
Listen, girls can fly better than the boys if they put their minds to it. And let me tell you, there's a lot of drone racing couples out there.
Really?
This is another
so it's a family affair.
It's multi-generational. We actually have a pilot out there, a young gentleman named Ashton Drobot Racer. He's a 12-year-old pilot. He's a phenom. He's amazing. But his father is he's a videographer. He flies drones to shoot video. His grandfather flew control line models during Vietnam. So it's a 3-generation model aviation family. These are the stories that we have out there every single day. And that's what makes drone racing and multi-GP so amazing, because we're able to empower these guys to live their dream.
Yes.
I want them to be the next X Games stars. My goal is to have multi-GP and drone sports eclipse the X Games, and I truly think we can.
Yes.
Everybody loves to watch the X Games. Everybody loves to watch Tony Hawk.
Do. Right.
But not everybody can step onto a skateboard.
Right.
The best thing about drones is virtually anybody can fly them. From 12 to 80, we have pilots that go all over the place, that are in multiple areas, that are in multiple age groups. It's really fascinating how wide-reaching this technology is.
Now,
and it also brings the kids back outside.
It does, and we need that. We absolutely do. Now, where are you going next, Shawn? Where is your next stop? Because you are just nonstop. You are on fire, and I can tell it, and I love it. So if people aren't able to see you here in Sebring, where can they find you? Where are you going next? What's the next thing on your list?
Here's the best thing to do. What you want to do is you want to type in multi-GP, www.multigp.com.
Perfect.
Like I said, we have chapters all over the nation. More than likely, you have a chapter that's within 3 hours drive of you.
Fantastic.
All you have to do is type in www.multigp.com. Yes, ma'am.
You said all 50 states.
Alaska last year was our 50th state. We got a chapter in Alaska last year.
Fantastic. All right.
So you can go onto our
excuse.
website.
Right.
You can look at the map. It'll be a Google map, and there'll be pinpoints that'll show you where the different chapters are. You click on the pinpoint. It'll give you a website that links directly to them.
Perfect.
These pilots and these chapter organizers, they're waiting for you. They welcome you with open arms. They will offer you support, guidance. They will even offer you spare parts to get you up in the air. That's how passionate this community is. All they want is more pilots out there flying. And when you look at the FAA's registration numbers for last year, for unmanned systems, there were 1 million registrants last year. 870,000 of them were for recreational avionics.
Now, one thing because that is important for people to know, and we're all about safety.
Yes, ma'am.
With Florida Aviation Network, that's something that we promote. Obviously, we work closely with the FAA. Do the chapters help? Because a lot of people may not know the regulations and the new regulations that cover drones. Will the chapters help individuals of all ages, if you will, sort through all of the red tape and the paperwork to make sure that they're flying them, not only having fun, but flying them legally? Is that something that they focus on as well? Absolutely, Lori. One thing to consider is safety is paramount for us. If there was ever to have any major accident, that would be a very big black eye for the league and for drone racing as a whole. So we are very safety conscious, including safety netting, electronic fail-safe measures, and full briefings for all of our pilots and spectators to make sure that everybody is completely safe. We want to make sure that things move forward safely, quickly, and efficiently. One thing that we definitely pride ourselves on is over the last 3 years, we've completed nearly 10,000 successful drone racing events worldwide. In 2017, it is amazing. In 2017, we completed 150 drone races every single week. Every single week with no major accidents. Well, the reason we're able to do this is because of our volunteer chapter organizers. They're the backbone of this group. These guys are so passionate. They give their time, their heart, their resources to help grow their chapters locally, and they take nothing for it. All they have is a passion for sharing this sport with other people. And a love. It's amazing. It's the love for flight, and that's why we enjoy coming to air shows like the Florida Aviation EXPO, because, again, like I said, this is reconnecting. This is making relationships between model aviation and general aviation for the betterment of both. I truly think we all share the same sky, and it's important to get general aviation to understand that us model aviators, and we are aviators, according to the FAA, we are. We want them to understand that we respect the air as much as they do, and we just want to use it together with them. And the last thing we ever want to do is ruin it for anybody. So we want to move forward together. Now, where are you located? I know that you're here in Sebring. And where can people find you if they want to? Because we've got, I can see, you know, we're looking in the studio. We've got people walking by and people watching us. Shawn, where can they find you if they want to come experience this for themselves? Where are you located on the grounds? Well,
our home base of operations is in Palm Beach, but being a digital society,
right,
we're all over the world. And like I said, the best way to get connected with MultiGP, www.multigp.com.
Awesome.
Find your closest chapter. You'll see a drop-down window. It'll say chapters. You'll be able to pull up the map. Type in your zip code. It'll show you all the chapters around you. Make a connection. Come out. You don't even have to fly the first time you come out. All you have to do is come out and enjoy the event.
But I guarantee once they see it, they're going to want to.
Well,
absolutely. And
every single pilot has a second set of goggles, and they're more than happy to give you a ride along because we enjoy putting the goggles on folks and watching them sway back and forth. It's enjoyable for us. Well, and once you put the goggles on, you're going to pick up a controller next. There's no stopping it.
Well, I know for sure that it is such a pleasure to meet you here, and I'm going to be seeing you with my 4 children in Palm Beach. I'm going to check that out. I will definitely get down there because I have drone-loving children that love aviation as much as I do. But I have to tell you, Shawn, thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for sharing. We will be doing some live footage, so they'll actually get to see me.
Lori, they'll get to see you sway all over the place.
Exactly. And anyway, my name is Lori Bradner. I'm with the Florida Aviation Network. Please come join us for the 14th annual U.S. Sport Aviation Expo. We're here at Sebring Regional Airport. We look forward to seeing you here.